Yo, what is going on, my squad? Ten Toes family. Guys, we are in for a Sunday session. And let me start off the video, right, with telling you that your boy is burned out. And so I always thought that if I had a routine and if I had time management, right, that I would be able to get, everything that I needed done, that I would get, all these things lined up and, complete the tasks. But one thing that I did realize is that as much as I have a routine, as much as my schedule's in place, me having, two kids in school, me having my wife, and with my wife's job, her schedule's everywhere, guys. I mean, one day she can go in at 11, one day she can go in at 9, one day she can go in at 1, so me trying to build my routine around that is so difficult, guys. And sometimes you just gotta do. And in the previous video, I was talking about time management, right? And how things get easier with time management. Guys, sometimes we don't have room for time management. And so we just gotta make it work with, what we have. And it's been a little bit stressful for me because I haven't been able to put out, the videos that I've been wanting to put out, and it's been, a lot of trying to figure things out. But what else? Yo, Ten Toes family. Guys, did you guys hear about that? I forgot what his name is, but he was very viral for a while, right? He was a TikToker that would go into Best Buy or go into Target or Walmart, so have you and what have you. And long story short, in the videos, this guy would basically hide somewhere, right? Random as hell. And he would just yell, "Oh my God, someone help me!" And he would yell it to the top of his lungs, right? And the workers, they were trying to figure out who was yelling, and then they would basically be pranking them and just trolling them the whole time, even though, it was them. So, damn, I don't know why his name, I don't know why it's just not ringing a bell to me, but you guys know who I'm talking about. And so this kid, right, was arrested. Tell me why this kid was arrested for 8 years. 8 years! Does that even make sense? Oh, sorry, baby. Daddy's making a bit. I'm all getting loud, so he moved. Or maybe it's the light. I don't know. But yeah, guys, 8 years. This gentleman was arrested and in prison for 8 years. I don't know what the case is or, what he's fighting or if he's able to get out earlier or, this, that, and the third. But it made me think, right, that America is falling apart, guys, and it's been falling apart for a long time. If you guys don't think that America had been fell apart by 2008, then you guys need to read a fucking book. But it had me thinking, right, that how come an adult, grown ass man, right, who is a PDF file, how are they able to get away with some shit and only do like 11 months to 3 years? How can someone, right? Just a random crackhead minding their business, they're turning pipe out there in the corner behind the Circle K. How come he can get 10 years for having that paraphernalia? But how come the person that essayed a child only gets, you know what I mean? That shit's it's making me so upset. And the point is, how come somebody that's doing a prank and trolling, right? And I understand the severity of the situation. I understand that some companies have different trespassing, you know, um, laws than others, or this and that and the third, or however that works, right? But it had me thinking that people get away with so much more serious crimes, and you guys are locking someone, not you guys, my beautiful family, but the law. They're locking up someone that's pranking some, like, people just trolling everybody around, making good ass content. And this kid has millions of views, right? Tell me why he's in there. Tell me why even, his sentence was remotely even close to being 8 years. That will never make sense to me. People can get caught up with a little bit of marijuana, right? Depending on what state you're in, of course, and do some time, guys. In Maryland, Yo, in Maryland, let me tell you, Maryland's wild. They treat buds like black tar over there. You get caught with a Swisher sweet. God forbid that shit's filled up with some sticky icky. Ha. But yeah, it just made me think like it's failing, guys. In corporate America, you know what? Let's talk about America because America's a bunch of ass. And this is not on no politics. This is not on anything like that. But this is just about jobs. This is just about hospitals. This is just about everything that's a corporation. And corporate America is failing, guys, bad. Like I don't think anybody really realizes it. And yo, tech jobs, I don't know why the fuck you guys are still going to school for tech jobs. That doesn't make any sense. Once AI is already here, don't get me wrong, but once they have it where they want it, y'all just spend so much money for no reason. Let me tell you guys, tech jobs is not where it's at right now. And I'm sorry if you've already been majoring tech and you're already almost done with school. Yo, guys, find a different lane to get in. If you can transfer your credits in a different way, or there's got to be some type of way where they could help you learn something else, even if you put some time into that other major. I don't know how college works like that, but god damn, that's crazy, guys. Literally, I don't even know how college works like that, but people are paying school to get a master's degree just to end up working on the side of me making pizza. And nobody in my job has that type of credential and so on and so forth. But I mean, that was just an example. Like, imagine, right? Someone who has their PhD is a doctor can't even get a job in the field and's working at Fry's right now. Spend his whole life learning that. And there's always gonna be a field for doctors and so on. But yo, guys, tech is not where it's at right now. It's not. Also, yo, you know what? This is another one. Sorry, guys, I'm getting so hyped right now because these are topics that I've just seen throughout the week. And this one is a topic. Well, it's not even a topic, it's a video that I saw, I think it was yesterday morning, right? And it was so sad. I don't know what's part of the world they were in, if they were in India or if they were in some part of the Middle East. But long story short, right? This lady was mad at her son, not mad at her son, but she was trying to scold her son for doing something. Maybe he got into something he wasn't supposed to. Maybe he touched something he wasn't supposed to. Maybe he you know broke something by accident. I don't know what this kid did, right? And I'm going to do a full breakdown video on this, guys. I don't know what this kid did, right? So the mom got done scolding him, and obviously it's not in English. I just from what ethnicity they might look like is what I try to tell you, if they're from the Middle East or if they're from India or whatever, right? And I know those people don't look even remotely the same, but that's just my gauge on the situation. But so, long story short, she scolded her kid, right? And she set the baby boy. This kid has to only be like 3, 4 years old. She set the kid, right? Maybe even younger than that, my bad. So she set the kid, right, on like this little, I wouldn't say it's a drawer, maybe it was like a little table or something like that, maybe a box. I don't know, maybe it was the counter. But so she set the little boy on the counter, the table, etc., right? This little boy scooted up, right? Like I'm going to do a little like presentation on the couch. This little boy like scooted up, right? Like that, grabbed his hands like that, right? While he was still on the counter, guys. And I didn't even know that this was oh, this is so sad. Okay, so when he crawled up onto the counter, I guess there was a window that was open behind the little boy. And there's no window guards, guys. There's no bars. There was nothing like that. And so the little boy scooted up, right? He went to go sit on, so pretend this is the window, right? The window sill right here. So he got on the little counter, he put his hands up, he went to go sit on the window sill, right? And this little kid leaned back. The little boy leaned back and he tried to grab himself, right? And you can tell in the video that the little boy was struggling. And he tried grabbing himself, and he fell, guys. The little boy fell. Now I was looking into the comments, right? And I was looking more into what happened. My family, guys. This little boy fell from the 12th story. This little boy fell from 12 stories. I don't even know I don't even know where to begin. There's so much there's so much that could have been prevented, but there's so much that happened in literally not even the 3 to 5 seconds that the mom turned around. The mom had her attention off of her son for maybe 3 to 5 seconds, guys. 1001, 1002, 1003, 1004, 1005. That's how long. It's all it took for that little boy to climb up real quick while she turned around to get the dishes or what she was doing and try to catch himself and fell 12 stories. And you can just hear the mom, you could just hear her in pain, it was a different kind of yelling and screaming, guys. She was wailing. Let me tell you guys. And I felt bad, but I'm like, dang, why would you even? First off, I understand, it's a normal day. What if she, maybe she has the window open every single day and the little boy's never done something like that. But as a parent, right, you got to be very mindful about stuff that does happen like that. All it takes is those 3 to 5 seconds for a lifetime of regret. Kids need your eye on them at almost all times until they are self-sufficient and can serve their own cereal and can wipe their own booties and this and that and the third. But as long as a kid is very dependent on you, you cannot take your eye off of that kid. There's so many things in the house that kid can hurt himself with. And even if there's nothing in the house that can hurt himself with, some kids just throw their bodies back and just slam their head on the ground. I've seen it in videos, guys. So babies are very unpredictable. Children are very, very unpredictable. I have two and one on the way. So, I don't know why the lady would set her son on top of that counter box, whatever, near an open window, knowing the unpredictability of a child. That's something that's just common sense. If there's no rails, no guards, bars, if there's nothing like that, guys, don't put your kid near an open window. So that was very, very sad, guys. And damn, guys, don't get me wrong. Benson Boone Moonbeam ice cream is dead. That's just not around no more. I don't even know what's going on with that guy. And you know what? Let's talk about something today. Tell me why TikTok and YouTube is trying to shadow ban my posts. And that's getting very annoying, to be honest with you, because I'm not even putting stuff that's like sensitive or not friendly or this and that and the third. I'm literally just clip farming and posting videos of myself. And yeah, you know what, YouTube, y'all need to check your shit and stop using AI, because y'all are losing touch with creators that actually have content that's not bad that you guys are marking as bad. Doesn't even make sense. And I check my analytics. I have no copyrights or anything, guys. It's just the views drastically changed from 1.5 to 2K views every video to like 76 to 600, right? So don't even know what's going on with that. And hey, you know what, guys? Let's talk about this as well. Sunday sessions, right? Your boy hasn't ate breakfast. I got my acai bowl defrosting in the sink right there. I need to eat some oatmeal, but let's talk about this, guys, right? Time. So, uh, on White Chicks, when he gets his mouth in his hair, he's all, that's how I felt right now. All right, so time, right? You know, guys, daylight savings. You guys know daylight savings. You guys know. Okay, how can I explain this better without sounding like a complete fucking lunatic, right? Okay, so I don't know if you guys remember a video a while ago. I forgot who it was in politics, and this is not a politic video. It was just about someone talking about how, they can basically make the work week longer, or they can make the day longer, by adding a couple hours or whatever, so have you, right? And then it got me thinking. You guys know daylight savings, right? When, say, here's an example, say it's 3 o'clock, right? And you're, doing whatever you're doing, and you look back at your phone and it's 2 o'clock. It took away an hour. That's daylight savings, which means, you have another hour to your day, right? And then you have leap year, which is, every 4 years it's missing a day, which is 24 hours gone, right? And there's been hundreds of leap years since fucking a century of time. Tell me why. And this is how I became, like, this is how I started thinking of the theory, right? But I was talking to a customer like a day or two ago, and the customer, I told them my age because, they were an older customer, but we were talking and they were like, wow, you're really wise for, like, you're really young and you're really wise. And I was like, shit, I'm going to be 30 in 2 years. And they looked at me and they're like, really? You don't even look like you're 26 yet. And then it had me thinking, guys, right? From all of this shit with time, from all the time daylight savings, from, when they put an hour in or take an hour out, you put your left fucking in, you put your left fucking whatever the fuck, right? And keep getting hair in my mouth. So daylight savings, right? Leap year, right? On top of, if they decided to add or take away an hour, who even fucking knows what they're doing to the clocks nowadays? Because there's been times, guys, where I look at the clock and it's not daylight savings, and I swear, time is just an illusion. But tell me why, right? It had me thinking, and it made me realize, guys, what if we are all younger than what is on our paperwork, right? Like, all this time shifting and time changing, guys. Say I'm really just 25 and I'm not 28 yet. You get me? But through the years and on paper, I'm 28. But through all the fucking time that they switched and daylight savings and leap year, whatever the fuck the case is, we saved 3 years. So, and it's crazy because everybody looks so much younger than they really are. Except people that are already like, from not millennials, but the generation before that, because they aged like fucking butter. Let me tell you, white people age like butter. And, well, anybody really that doesn't have melanated skin, because I'm half white, right? But I'm also half Hispanic. And that Hispanic side, let me tell you, shit, we got good genes over here, baby. Nah. But yeah, I feel like we are all younger than what we really know. That's okay. I know I sound crazy, and this is just a theory, right? This is just speculation and theory for entertainment purposes only. That's not real. But it had me thinking, like, imagine, guys, what if we were all younger than what we really are? Imagine I'm 25. Imagine you're 30 right now today on paper, but, from all the time that's passed, you're really fucking 27, 26. You get what I'm saying? So that's something that's also crazy. And you know what, guys? I thought about buying an ultrasonic jewelry cleaner. I've been wanting to start my own jewelry business so bad, and I don't know where to start. I don't know if I want to start getting, red tag diamond jewelry and reselling, or if I want to, make a jewelry cleaning business, get a polish and this, that, and the third, or, I don't know what I want to do, but I know jewelry is where I want to be. Like, you guys know, like, me, I love jewelry. Jewelry is just like my thing, guys. That's just a part of me. It's not because, oh, he's trying to look cool and he's trying to flex. Jewelry has a personal meaning to myself. These are trophies, guys. These are trophies. These are trophies. I don't just wear jewelry to look cool, guys. I wear jewelry because it makes me feel good inside. It makes me feel confident. It makes me feel like I'm actually an important person. You know, when I walk out of the house, right, and I'm just doing regular things, I could even have the same fit on, and I walk out of the house. I feel like, I'm just there, you know what I mean? I'm someone that I don't thrive off of attention, and I'm not like an attention seeker or an attention whore, but I do like, you know, people to notice that I take care of myself, right? And my wife, she's so good at doing that, don't get me wrong. But I guess I want people to look at me and be motivated to also take care of themselves, to be presentable, to actually put the effort into themselves every day. And I can wear the same fit, right? And it's just a regular day, whatever. But let me tell you guys, when I'm wearing my diamonds and when I'm like iced out completely, people will start conversations with me. Like the other day, someone was like, "Oh, mijo, I don't know, but Jesus really wanted me to talk to you." And they wouldn't have done that if I didn't have my ice. That's how I feel. People open the doors for me. People are way nicer to me. People, I don't even know why, but people do more when I'm iced out than when I'm not. That's just my own science that I've realized it. Or maybe, when I have my jewelry on, it makes me feel better inside and my personality's better, which has them reciprocate, better vibes to me. So that's probably what it really is. My crazy ass in my head is delusional. Oh, you know what? That's another topic, guys. Being delusionally positive. That's exactly how YouTube works. That's the only way that this online presence stuff works, guys. If you're trying to be an influencer, if you're trying to be a YouTuber, if you're trying to be, a musician, whatever it is, guys, you have to be delusionally positive at anything you do, anytime you do it, right? Like I said, I do get views and I'm so grateful for that, guys. But even like I said, even if I had no views, 0 views right now, nobody watching right now, I would still be doing it in the same, in the same vibes that I have now. I'd still be giving it my all because that's what it takes, guys. Right now, who knows? There's probably like 20 people watching, but in my head, I'm visualizing thousands, and I'm talking to thousands right now. And it works. It works for me. Yo, Tento's family, this was the Sunday session, guys. A couple of trending topics and just a couple of, discussion topics that I wanted to talk about from my heart. But yeah, guys, hope you're having a really, really, really good day. And I hope you have an even better rest of your day. And take care of your family, guys. Yo, make your wife some breakfast, send your wife some lunch money, maybe. Or if you don't have that, just give her a kiss, tell her you love her, and tell her, I appreciate you and thank you for being there for me at my lowest. They'll appreciate that. Women love a guy who can really express his feelings, and I have a hard time doing that. A really, really hard time expressing how I feel. I'm more expressive in like when I'm agitated or when I'm happy. I'm still trying to find ways to talk about how I'm feeling. But yo, my squad. Guys, if you guys haven't checked out that last Call of Duty video, y'all are missing out. That shit was funny. Yeah, Call of Duty isn't dead, guys. But Battlefield 6 is about to come out, and I'm about to do a breakdown on that, guys. It's gonna be lit. Oh, your boy just dropped his mic. Shit. But yo, much love, Tento's family, and we'll see y'all into the next one later.